Good morning for the second time today. This is the second live stream building in public. So I am building over the next 30 days and hopefully working artificial intelligence app that I'm going to build up and then market and launch. And the plan is to generate revenue by the end of the 30 days. I'm doing this as a challenge to myself by only building for 1 hour per day. It's extremely tempting. And every single time I finish a stream, it's extremely tempting to continue building because it's quite addictive and it's fun to build. But what I'm trying to do is build over the next 30 days in only 1 hour per day to show that this is possible. Even if you have a 9 to 5, even if you have other obligations, it is something that you can fit into your general day-to-day. So I'm holding myself back as much as I can, despite wanting to rush ahead and launch this, launch this to the public in a day or two. I'm going to take my time and we're going to build slowly, bit by bit. That said, if you are building, if you are following along, or if you're building with Lovable or some kind of other tool at the moment, do tell me because I'd like to get some eyeballs on your project. Sorry, it's a terrible name. It's from marketing. Sorry, a terrible term, get some eyeballs. It's from marketing, but it sounds super gross, especially if you've been watching Alien Earth. Ooh, that eyeball monster. But what I'd like to do is make sure that people can see your application and what it is you're building, because right now building is not actually the hard part, it's distribution, it's getting it out to the right people. So if you are building something, connect with me either on the live or send me a message and I'll make sure that we can get you some attention. Ideally have something that we can share, so if you have a link. So me personally, I'm not there yet in my building progress, but you might be already, so we'll share a link with the audience and we'll get them to check out what you've built. So a couple of things. Before I start, very quickly, I just guested on a podcast called AI for the Rest of Us. Let me pull that out. AI for the Rest of Us. No, can't see it. Probably because I have this massive bar here. If you are on TikTok and you cannot see what I'm seeing, it's probably going to be a lot easier to hop over onto YouTube. I was on the AI for the Rest of Us podcast and their first inaugural podcast, so go and give them some support. They're on Spotify, Apple, Google Play and YouTube as well. If you want to see the video version, that's going to be on YouTube. They're also running a conference on 15th and 16th of October here in London. I will be one of the speakers. There are many amazing speakers though, so go and check that out. Also, if you want 25% off the ticket price, then you can use the code LIVE25 and that will take 25% off as well. So just a quick plug. They're not sponsoring me, but I was on their podcast and I'm going to be talking, so I'd love to meet you there as well. Right, let's hop over to the build. What are we building? For those of you who've been following along, you probably recognize this. Basically, the idea is to create an AI tool that can take a YouTube video that I've created or my customer has created. It can pull the transcript from that video and then it uses that transcript to generate lead magnets. A lead magnet is a piece of value that you give away to your viewers on YouTube and later Instagram. We can do other ones. You give away to your viewers in return for their email address. So it's a really good way to convert people from top of the funnel, so viewers, audience members, to middle of the funnel, leads, and then you bring them down to customers if you bring them down the funnel in this direction. So it's a really important thing because lots of people will have millions of views on their videos, and I talk to lots of people who do this, or potentially even millions of followers, but they fail to make any money from their business because they are not bringing them off YouTube, they're not bringing them off Instagram, they're not bringing them into a sales funnel. So it's very, very inefficient. So we use a lead magnet to get an email address and then we can contact our leads directly. And what I'm building is a tool that allows you to create specific lead magnets for specific videos. So what I see a lot of people doing, and I do this myself at the moment, is having one lead magnet on the bottom of all of their content. So it would be like, you've just watched a video on how to make AI agents, and there will be a join my newsletter. Okay, is it to do with agents? I don't know, maybe. But then that same call to action, that same lead magnet will be on the bottom of a video about, I don't know, gosh, I'm blanking out, on AI safety, for example. It will have the same, hey, join my newsletter. And when you have a generic call to action, which you're pointing all of your content at, you're going to get a lower conversion. So what I'm building here is the ability to very quickly generate additional lead magnets which you can put onto your content, and they're going to be specific to the video, so therefore they should have a higher conversion rate. This is what it looks like. Turn your YouTube videos into lead magnets. I haven't done any design work apart from making the background white because it used to be black, which was horrendous. And the basic functionality is I will grab a YouTube video. Which one should we do? How much does building an app cost? Let's try that one. This is, I don't think it's a public video, but it should still work. So I plug this in to my tool. It analyzes. When it says it's analyzing, what it's doing is it's using the Google API to pull the transcript into my app, and then it's sending that plus my details to ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT is sending back the final answer. So lead magnet idea is ready, generated from how much does building an AI app actually cost in 2025. That is the title of the video. Here are 3 custom lead magnets designed to convert your viewers into subscribers. So 1 is an AI app development cost breakdown checklist. 2 is your AI app idea viable? It's a quiz. 3 is the ultimate guide to building cost-effective AI apps in 2025. So all good. I've built out the lead magnet. That one kind of works. We'll refine it, but the functionality is there. The second one, which is what I'm going to do, is the quiz. Also works, but it needs a lot more refinement, but I'll show you what that looks like. Today, I'm going to quickly build out the functionality of the third one, which is create a PDF guide. Let's have a look. So again, there is a generation process, which takes 30 seconds or so. And here we go. Is your AI app viable? It's a quiz. So it creates a prompt which allows you to make a quiz. So turn your content into lead generation machine. Now, first things first, this is very hard to read, so I need to fix that. Then it gives you a prompt, Lovable project prompt. This is all fine, and it gives all the questions. So the person who downloaded, no, sorry, my customer, the content creator, can use this prompt to generate their lead magnet by creating an interactive tool in something like Lovable, and then there are implementation instructions, and then the ability to open Lovable. And it actually, no, it didn't. Ooh. Yeah, it did. Oh, that worked. Oh, that's really cool. So that didn't work before, but I've managed to get it working. So my customers, I need to be careful here, so not the people downloading the lead magnet, but my customers who will be the content creators, all they need to do to deploy this is click open Lovable with the prompt, and it actually brings in the prompt for them. No, it doesn't, because that is, no, okay, I didn't think it was working, so I'm surprised that, okay, so ignore that. That is not working yet. That's fine, that's something on the checklist to fix. So what I'm going to do is, obviously we need to fix those lead magnets, but we're going to push ahead for now, and we'll deal with refinement as we move on. So what I'm going to do is create the third one, which is a guide. Basically, I want this to be creating a summary guide of the video. So I'm calling it PDF guide at the moment. That's not very helpful. I want to turn that into basically like a written summary, an action guide based off of the video. So for any video that you create, let's say you created a tutorial about how to use Photoshop, Lightroom, for example, this would be able to create a written version of that, which sits alongside the video. So let's go ahead and create that. So we're back in Lovable. This is the Lovable interface. You can do this on another tool. I'm using Lovable. I like using Lovable. They're not paying me for this, but I did visit them 2 weeks ago, and I have swag and stuff like that, and I just like the company. But they're not paying me for any of this. So next up, oh no, we're going to use voice, aren't we? I forgot about this. So hi Lovable. I want to go ahead and flesh out the third lead magnet idea, which is creating a PDF guide based off of the YouTube transcript. So we do not want to touch the checklist functionality. We do not want to touch the quiz functionality. Both of those are fine for now. Instead, we want to focus on the third lead magnet format, which is creating a PDF guide. So I want this PDF guide to basically take the transcript and turn it into a summary and action points. So it should be a way for me to very quickly convert a video into a written format, so people can get through the content of the video in a series of kind of paragraphs and bullet points, and you're going to write a prompt that makes it nice and easy to read, plus it will have any action points related to that video. If there are not action points, do not create them. If there are action points, then create as many as are relevant for the video. So don't aim for an arbitrary number like 3, but instead create action points if and when required, to the extent that we need, if that makes sense. Okay, and the output for this will be, I want you to output it into a new generated lead magnet page. So again, do not touch the checklist, do not touch the quiz. This will be a third and different discrete format. You're going to create a written guide on this page, but it should have an easy export to PDF functionality. So please format the content accordingly. So I want it to both be copyable, so they can copy it into, let's say, Notion, for example. So they can copy the HTML and it'll bring over headings, etc., etc. And I want it to be exportable to PDF using a call to action button at the bottom. Can you ask me clarifying questions before you get started? And then we will create this functionality. Thank you. Okay, I'm using the voice mode because, well, it's a lot more interesting than watching me type. And you'll also realize that I type terribly and I spell everything wrong. So we're going to use voice instead. So this will go ahead and build inside of Lovable. Just going to see if there's any questions. So for people on TikTok, I have an old MacBook that I'm about to reformat and turn into a PC, basically. Once I've turned that into a PC, I can then run YouTube Studio, because it's PC only, because, well, God knows why. And then once I have TikTok Studio on that MacBook, I can also share my screen. It's going to add to the complexity, but it should work, I'm hoping. So I'll be able to show the screen on TikTok directly. So this live stream will look a lot different. So I'll help you create the PDF guide functionality. Before I start implementing, let me ask you a few clarifying questions. So I'm just going to talk through them. 1. Navigation flow. When a user click this lead magnet PDF guide card, should it follow the same pattern as existing lead magnets? So yes, it's going to go to generation page with progress and then to results, but it's going to its own results page. Do not overwrite or touch the previous results page because this is a new type of lead magnet. 2. Content structure. For the generated content, what order would you prefer? Summary paragraphs first and action points at the end, or mixed throughout? Really good question. I think summary, then action at the end. Thank you. PDF export. For the PDF export functionality, should it include branding, style, headers, footers? Yes, it should include the branding, style, etc. Yes, for now. Content length, any preference for the summary length? Should we aim for 2 to 3 paragraph overview or more detailed comprehensive breakdown of the video content? So, okay, Lovable, this kind of depends on the content. Let's say it's an hour-long video. That requires a different treatment to a 3-minute long video. So I think, if possible, flex to the particular length of the video. So let me give you some guidelines. If the video is less than 10 minutes, try to make it 1 page. If the video is between 10 minutes and 45 minutes, make it 2 pages. If it's 45 minutes plus, then it can be up to 3 pages. That said, that requires you to know the length of the video, so please can you confirm whether that is delivered in the YouTube API payload? If not, then, well, first check that for me and then we'll work it out. Okay, and then 5, page routing. Should this be accessible via new route like generate PDF guide or use existing generation pattern? So I think a new route, because I don't want you to change the existing lead magnets. You must not change the generation of the checklist or the quiz. Okay, I'm sending that through to Lovable. Takes a little while to process the audio, I've noticed. You could also, might be faster, you could also use your computer's speech to text as well if you want. I assume right now it's using Chrome's. I'm not really sure. It's probably using Chrome, but it seems to be high quality enough. So perfect. Let me first check if the YouTube API provides video duration. Perfect. It's already integrated and creates content detail field. Cool. So we are pulling in the video duration already during the first step. So this means we can kind of flex how long the output should be. Now, notice I didn't say, if the content length is this size, like if it's 5 pages or if it's 2,000 words, that's because I'd have to then introduce counting. So I'd have to get Python or some similar language or library to do counts on the content length, which just adds more complexity. It's totally doable, but LLMs as they are, like ChatGPT, are not very good at counting unless you ask them specifically to use Python. That is because they're not built for counting. It's not because they're stupid. It's because we have calculators for counting, we have computers for computing, and large language models are for language. So it's going to go ahead and generate. Taking a little while. How are we doing for credits? We have 275 credits left. Awesome. So every day on Lovable, it will use, first of all, your daily credits. So for my first prompt, it used 0.9 credits, and you get 5 daily credits for free. So it used 1/5. This seems to be a longer request, so this will probably use 1 or 2 credits. So right now I'm just using my free credits. So you could actually follow along just using free credits. The problem with free credits is, well, it limits how much you can do in a day, obviously. And if you're actually trying to build something for business and you're trying to launch it, I would just say pay the cost. And the second problem is this is very annoying, you will be generating something and it will suddenly stop. And that's because it's run out of credits. It's because Lovable and AI in general cannot predict how many tokens it's going to use before you start the task. It's just going to go through the process and then, run out of credits. Boom, done. We're finished for the day. And that kind of leaves things hanging, which I do not love, because we are putting together code. And if it started to implement some stuff and start to change around some code, and then suddenly you run out of credits on that day, that's not great. So that's one of the major reasons why you might want to avoid only using the 5 free credits. I would recommend a paid plan, but obviously everyone has different economic circumstances. Okay, this perfect. Let me first. Oh no, I'm still going. It's still preparing something. Perfect. I have created. Oh gosh. I've created the complete PDF guide functionality with all the features you requested. Now again, we are going to ignore it when it says perfect. I've done it. We are going to go and check everything because we cannot implicitly trust, or we cannot trust everything that this is saying. We need to go and check. So it's created video duration analysis, so uses YouTube data API to get the video length and adjust accordingly. Cool. New generation flow, PDF guides route to generate PDF guide without touching existing checklist and quiz flow. Good. Smart content structures, summary sections first and action points at the end. Awesome. Only creates action points if they generally exist in the content. We'll have to check that. This is always a problem when you give an exact format to an AI, it will slavishly abide to that. But I don't want it to create action points for these PDF lead magnets if there are no action points in the video, if that makes sense, because it would just create generic sounding actions, which won't really help anyone. Next one, copy and export features. Copy button preserves HTML formatting for Notion or wherever. PDF export with branding via browser print dialog. Okay, that would be fine. We'll check that out. Separate implementation. Okay, apparently it's fine. Now I am seeing my page has disappeared, so that doesn't fill me with joy. It's not the not what I want to see. But let's see. let's go to my preview. Okay, my preview is visible. So I'm going to go ahead and I want one that has actions, ideally. Will AI kill universities? I think this is actions. I'm going to plug this video in, generate, see if we hit any problems. We have to test every single time because there's always a possibility it's broken other parts. This is the main problem with vibe coding, is that you will create one thing and it might break something elsewhere, which if you were doing it yourself probably wouldn't happen. I mean, it can still happen, but with vibe coding it's more likely because you are not the one in control of what's going on. That said, the AI is getting better and better and they break less, so it's cool. So I've given it a video called Will AI Kill Universities? The checklist is AI Integration in Education, a practical checklist. Awesome. Which gives actionable steps for educators and institutions to effectively integrate AI, blah, blah, blah. Inspired by Salman Khan. That's good because that's what I talked about in the video because I'm reading the book. Second is your education system ready for AI? Take this quiz to assess how prepared your educational environment is for integration, and then the fifth one, sorry, it's only Monday morning and I can't count. The third one is revolutionizing education, the role of AI and Salman Khan's vision. So again, it's talking about Khan of the Khan Academy. Worth reading his book, by the way. It's very good. This comprehensive guide explores how AI is set to transform education, drawing on Salman Khan's insights and experience, and provides strategies for educators to adapt. So these descriptions, I talked about this previously, they're a bit generic. That's fine. I will come back and tidy all the pages. Right now we're focused on the functionality, so we will make sure these are more interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and click create this lead magnet. It is working. It is not working. I failed to generate PDF guide. Please try again. So that's why we check. So what we're going to do is open up the console. And so what I did there was I right clicked on Chrome. So I did that really fast. I right clicked on Chrome. This is the worst when you watch a YouTube video and they're like, oh, I'll just quickly check this, blah, 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 and they click 6 or 7 things. You're like, what do you do? So I right clicked on the screen, the visible screen in Chrome, and then went down to inspect, which is here. This brings up this scary looking panel at the bottom. What you're going to do is click on console. And I already know there are problems because on the right hand side I can see a red circle with an X in it, and it's saying there are 3 issues. So once I've opened up the console here, I can see what they are. So failed to load resource, the server responded with 401. Okay, that's bad. That's like a critical error. And then these ones here, PDF guide generation error, function HTTP, blah, blah, blah. We don't need to know what this means. It's useful, but we don't need it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on one of these and click on copy console. And then I'm going to take the copied console back to Lovable and say, hey Lovable, got an error during generation of the PDF guide. Here's the Chrome console, and then paste in the error codes. We covered in day 2 and 3 of this 30-day build challenge, we ran into a lot of problems, which was quite useful because it allowed me to talk about how we work through problems using vibe coding. It's very tempting just to yell at it and say, do it better. Do it again, but do it properly this time. Doesn't work. So one of the things we can do is we need to make sure we show the AI what's actually wrong. If I just went back to it and said didn't work, that doesn't help. So yeah, does not work, do it right is not good communication. It doesn't tell the AI what's wrong. So instead what I've done is I've grabbed the console code so I can put it back into Lovable, and it knows exactly what's gone wrong and it can use that to diagnose. So I'll check the edge function log to see what's causing the 401 error in the PDF. I should have swallowed water there. I found the issue. The create PDF guide function is using incorrect authentication. Let me fix it to match the work in OAuth function pattern. Cool. So it's going to go ahead and do that. can actually see what it's been doing. So I edited a function in Superbase. That's my backend, my database basically. Fix the authentication issue in the PDF guide function to match. Okay, so it says it's done. Again, we do not believe it. We're going to go ahead. Oh, okay, that was a silly way to do it. So I'm going to go ahead, grab the channel. Oops, grab the video. There we go. So I'm going back in. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I have a clean version. Okay, generate ideas. P. Cowie, will there be a way to view the previous days? Yes, it's all in a playlist on YouTube. Thank you, Harmina, for jumping in. So they're all there for you to go through if you want. So we are back on the lead magnet page. So notice that the name of the lead magnets and the descriptions of the lead magnets are different from what we just had. So this, the previous one actually had Salman Khan's name in the title. I've forgotten what it was. I'm sure you can check in the live. They're different. The reason is large language models are not deterministic. So the generations that we are creating are stochastic basically. So it will be slightly different every time. That's good though, because it actually allows us to make multiple types of lead magnets. That's where the creativity comes from. So it's not always going to make the same, but nor do we want it to. Okay, that still did not work. So it says PDF guide is ready, but obviously it is not. So what I'm going to do, go back. That didn't work. And then give the console. Seems like same issue. The console error codes look the same. So I'm going back to Lovable. Now, if Lovable continues to say, oh, I've done it, oh, it works, we don't want to go down that particular route where we are just continuously saying, no, try again, try again, try again, try again, because it creates a bit of chaos. So we would ideally roll back. I need to debug. Yes, that's fine. So it's adding debugging. So this means when it fails, it will have a log. At least it will have it will have some messages about why it failed. So it should be able to use that to diagnose the issue. Don't know why it needs to do this, because we've done this with a few lead magnets. But let's go ahead to try it. So it says I haven't fixed it, but it's added logging. So this won't work. I know it won't work because it hasn't tried to fix anything, but it will know why it's not worked, which gets us closer to getting it working, if that makes sense. We need to diagnose first, like a doctor. We diagnose before we treat. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to click this. It will fail. Or no, my luck, it won't fail. No, it did. Okay, and then we have more logs. So previously this said 3, so there were 3 errors, and now we have 6 apparently. So more is going wrong. So that's good because, sorry, there is more information in the console. So I'm going to take that back, plug it in, and see what it comes out with. If you're not using Chrome, you would need to find the equivalent of the development tools that I'm using. These are built into Chrome, so you don't need to do anything. They're totally free. You just right click and then inspect, and then you get all those development tools. If you're using another app, another browser, I'm sure there's an equivalent. I think Firefox definitely has it. I don't know about the others. I don't use Edge, funnily enough. The red band, that red bandit is saying, I find switching to chat mode with the issue, adding prompts like investigate thoroughly helps. Yes, 100%. So in Lovable and in most vibe coding tools, there is a chat mode where you can basically talk to it without implementing anything. That works very, very, very well because it means it kind of takes a step back, and instead of rushing in and trying to change the problem, which is its default, it will go through different solutions and then kind of talk to you and say, hey, which one do you think we should go with? the other thing you can do is you can pull all of this information out, and you can go into Claude, for example, or ChatGPT and say, hey, I'm running into this issue inside Lovable. Here are the consoles. Like, this is what I'm seeing. This is the error that we keep hitting. You can even grab the chat from Lovable. You can throw it all into Claude and say, what do you think? And you can get basically a second opinion. So it's like going to another doctor, getting a second opinion, then you can bring that back to Lovable. So it's saying it's not working. Found the issue. Again, we don't trust it. We're going to go ahead and test. Oh my God, I keep copying in the... I wish I had a way to have two things on my clipboard. I keep copying in the wrong thing. So it was saying that the transcript was not being pulled in to the PDF generation, which is fairly stupid because we've used the transcript for the other two lead magnets. So I don't know why it wasn't working. Failed to generate. Okay, so we are very much running into issues here. So I'm going to do what that red bandit says. Okay, so I'm going to put it in chat mode. Okay, Lovable, we've hit the same issue 3 times. Here's the log. Before rushing in and trying to fix again, let's take a step back and review options. What else could this be? Then kind of not prioritize, then let's diagnose. Okay, I'll do. So I'm basically saying, right, take a step back, let's have a look at this properly, do not rush in. So it's going to put it into thinking mode, and let's see if we can get through it. So you're absolutely right, we need to step back and diagnose properly instead of making blind fixes. Let me check the edge function logs to see what's actually happening. Cool, perfect. Now I can see the pattern. All the post requests are returning 500 status codes. Let me check the actual logs. The error is no transcript available for PDF guide generation. Looking at the logs more carefully, the function is receiving the data, but it shows has provided transcript equals false, and lead magnet transcript none is set to none. Okay, so you need to get the transcript. It only contains the basic lead magnet metadata. Now I can see the complete picture. Let me trace the data flow. So user enters the URL, lead magnet is generated with transcript. Yes, lead magnet ideas are generated. Oh, it's very annoying. User clicks PDF guide card, lead magnet card passes lead magnet video title transcript. Yes, it should do. Generate PDF guide component receives these via location state and passes them to the edge function. Excuse me. Oh, God, sorry. Edge function expects the transcript to be the actual video transcript, and it's getting okay, well, that's definitely the problem. The issue is the data flow. Let me check how the transcript is being passed to the original lead magnet generation. It is far too early in the week for me not to be able to speak or count. Perfect. Now I need to check how the transcript is being passed. Perfect, perfect. The problem was the data flow chain. Okay, so the transcript is being passed from step to step by step, but at the end it is being lost or dropped at some point. Potential. So we've got 3 potential issues. 1, empty transcript from original generation. It may not be returning the actual transcript in the response, only the lead magnet ideas. 2, state persistence issue. The transcript may be getting lost. State persistent, yeah, it gets lost basically. Or 3, original transcript storage. The transcript might not be stored in the lead magnet object as expected. And then it's going to go ahead. Oh. Okay, so apparently it is the first one. So the transcript is being extracted, but it is not being included and then passed along. So all of this is because I've told it to kind of step back and really think about this. So it's taken a lot more time. There we go. And then right at the end, it will have something which is implement the plan. Now, if I think that all of this kind of makes sense, I can just go ahead and click it. I am going to, for the purpose of the stream. What I might do if I was being more cautious is say, no, go ahead and test those other 2 potentials. See if you can rule them out, and if it's not those 2 and you still think it's the first one, we'll go ahead and do that. But I'm just going to press implement. Now, this did lead to problems the other day when I was moving faster for the stream and managed to create a spaghetti mess, but let's go ahead. I'll implement the plan to fix a transcript issue. Okay, and it's going to do some editing, and then it's going to tell me in a minute, perfect, I fixed it. And again, what we're going to do is go and check it. Here we go, fix the transcript issue, exclamation mark. I've updated. Okay, we shall see if that is actually true or if it is lying to me. Sorry, lying is not the right word. If it is hallucinating its solution. So go ahead and generate. So what might be useful, I need to store. So at the moment, the first step is what you just saw on screen, is that it is pulling the transcript from Google. What might be useful is having a way to see that in the dashboard, so we can kind of, well, for me to confirm that transcript's being properly pulled in, but then we can make it more persistent because it is something that is also visible. So we can try and make sure that it holds on to that transcript, because I think what's happening at the moment is it's grabbing the transcript and then losing it later. Cool, we're working. Okay. Now this is quite generic. Okay, this is pulling from the transcript because it mentioned Salman Khan, and Salman Khan is not mentioned in the title, and in the video I do talk about Salman Khan, so this means this is coming from the specific video. So good, we know that's happening. So it's created a PDF guide, the discussion around the necessity of universities in the age of AI is evolving. Salman Khan, the founder of Khan Academy, of AI like ChatGPT. Okay, it's fine. It's very generic. So if I downloaded this as a lead magnet, I'd be like, it's okay. So what we need to do is we need to add more. Well, there's two ways we can do it. We can either, in our prompts that we send to ChatGPT, we can add more custom instructions, system instructions in order to zhuzh this up and make this more interesting, or we can allow our user or my customer to add those custom instructions in order to increase the quality of these. That's probably going to be the more useful one for my end user, because they'll be able to put in their tone of voice, because whatever I put in as a tone of voice is not necessarily going to be what they want. So right now it's fine. Action points: explore AI tutoring tools like ChatGPT to supplement your learning. Cool. Consider online courses from institutions like MIT to expand your knowledge about traditional enrollment. A bit of a weird one. Reflect on your learning style and determine if structured environments like universities are necessary. Okay, yes, I remember. In the video I talk about universities are still useful because you need structure to go through and actually action information. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to worry too much about the output for now. I'm still testing the functionality. So I've got a copy button, which allows me to theoretically copy over to somewhere like Notion. Oops, a daisy. It's copied. Well, it hasn't been copied, so that's a lie. So that copy button does nothing. Export to PDF, we'll click. Okay, that works fine. The export, it basically brings up the print dialog, which is inside Chrome. So it's not a very pretty looking PDF, but it looks perfectly fine. So a couple of things there. Okay. That is working. Right, there's a few things I want to do now. I need to fix that copy button. That's nice and easy. So go ahead and do that for now. So I don't want to put them all in one prompt because there's more likelihood of something going wrong. So the first one, nice and simple, the copy button doesn't work. Boom. I've told that. I also want to be able to, once a transcript has been pulled, I'd like to be able to see that in my dashboard, and I want to save it into the database in particular for the user, but also I think for the functionality, I want to make sure that stays in place, especially if they want to regenerate later, because I think right now it is making this transcript, holding it temporarily, and then dropping that. I'd like to instead pull that transcript in because that's a useful asset for later. Okay, fix the button. we'll go and check that button first. Oh, let's see if I can just do it from here. Copy to Notion. Nope. So regenerating. Boo, boo, boo. So that's the second thing I want to do, is properly save that transcript. Third thing I want to do is have a way for my customers to put in a custom tone of voice. Let's do copy. It's weird. Copy is still not working. Just make sure. Nope, that's not working. Okay. Added a proper error handling fallback method. A fixed copy. This should not be complex. I'm not sure if it's okay. The copy button in the, what is it specifically? PDF guide result. At the bottom of the page, the copy button. I'm just being very specific here. It does not trigger copy. This should be nice and simple, so I don't know why this is causing an issue. How much time have I got? 20 minutes. Awesome. I check the PDF, blah, 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 blah. Will always be a need for AI consultants in implementation, even when it gets easier to implement. Yeah. Don't overestimate people's technical ability. What we consider very easy, like talking to Lovable, for example, is still out of the league of most people. Yes, it will get easier, but there's always going to be a psychological block. Also, implementation is not just about building. Implementation and consultation, advisory, even automation, it's not just about being able to use these tools. It's about being able to know where to use them. So a good consultant goes in and helps a business actually work out their business processes, because most people inside of a business don't think about this stuff. They're not systems thinkers. They're not thinking about what needs automating, what can be streamlined. They just go and do the job on a day-to-day basis. So a good consultant is able to help them step back. So you're going to sit in a room with them, lots of whiteboards, and you're going to put them in thinking mode basically, and you're going to help work out what processes can be targeted. That's a human process. That's not really about AI. And then you are going to work out what tools are going to be used to help them reduce the time they spend on those tasks. And it could be AI, it might be something else. And as a good consultant, you don't just say, let's use AI. I mean, it could be something way, way simpler. So as long as business consultants are still useful, then AI consultants are going to be useful. Whether or not that will still be the case in 50 years from now, it's hard to tell. But I think don't overestimate the willingness and the the willingness to try. Most people are happy to hire in somebody to help them with this kind of work, and also hiring in a consultant means you can blame someone as well. This is one of the big reasons why McKinsey still get paid a lot of money, because executives can hire in McKinsey, try out a new plan. If it doesn't work, that's fine. It's McKinsey's fault. So it's a way to kind of save face and save your neck. It's an extremely valuable purpose or role of consultant and agencies and advisory companies, or if you need to downsize, you need to fire a lot of people, then you hire in, KPMG or someone, and then you can kind of blame it on them and say, oh well, they've suggested it, I'm sorry, bye. So there are still very useful roles, as long as humans don't want to take much responsibility, which will be forever. Okay, so it's saying that it has fixed it. I'm not going to get stuck on this. Oh, that's just the other one. No, is it just love? No, it's not working. I'm gonna kill that for now because the copy is not even the main thing, so who cares? Okay, that's not working. For now, kill the copy button. Move it and its code from that page. Instead, let's focus on storing the transcript from YouTube. Actually, what am I doing? I need to speak this, otherwise the live stream's just watching me type. Meeting today. Oh, thanks Notion. Now Motion is trying to record my video. Oh, for God's sake. Okay. I just recorded myself swearing at Notion. Oh, Notion, you're very annoying. Okay, I'm going to ignore you. So, ignore the copy button. Let's go ahead, remove that copy button and any code associated with it for now, without changing or breaking that page, ideally. It's a low priority. Instead, I want to focus on that transcript, the transcript that we pull from YouTube using the API. Previously, there was a chain where the transcript got lost, and what I'd like to do is actually keep hold of that transcript somewhere inside of our database, and also make it available for the user as well, so that they can potentially generate more lead magnets off the back of it. So I want it to be visible and clickable inside of the dashboard. I can't think the best way to do this from a UI UX point of view, so can we discuss options where we would display that, and then we'll go from there. Oh, I forgot to click. I'm going to shut down Notion. I use Notion for a lot of things, but good God, their Mac app is very slow. I think it might be a non-Mac optimized version. I have it on I've got the newest MacBook Pro, and it still takes like 30 seconds for Notion to start. It's like, what is going on? So it annoys me. So sorry if I was mean to Notion. It's one of those apps that, 2 years ago it was really good because it was simple, but they've started to add more and more and more and more and more stuff to it. Like just now it was popping up a thing saying, hey, it looks like you're in a meeting, do you want me to record? It's like, no, I'm trying to talk into my microphone, can you please go away? Okay, it has removed the copy button. To check that. I still see the copy button, but we'll go and check that in a minute. So here are several approaches for storing and displaying the transcript. Option 1, Dashboard Transcripts tab. Add a transcripts tab to the main dashboard alongside lead magnet history. Each transcript would be displayed as a card showing. The thing is, I kind of want it. Transcript library page, transcripts. So, dashboard widget. Okay, none of these great. So thinking about this more, I actually want to be able to associate the lead magnets to that particular video. So we kind of want a user interface which has each video. So I pull in a URL from YouTube. That's going to grab the transcript, and then I can make multiple lead magnets off the back of that transcript. So I think we change the interface on the main dashboard. So we don't create a tab, we don't create a new page, but on the main dashboard we have the video is kind of the top level, and then that will be openable, an accordion or drop down, an accordion, which will allow me to see the lead magnets that have been generated off the back of that particular video. So it will have the video title, and it will have a link for the transcript itself, and then under that it will have the specific lead magnets that I've generated, which are associated with that video. Yeah, I think that's the way. Let's go ahead and do that. So that requires changing the current dashboard element so that it is primary, the video, and then secondary, the lead magnets that have been generated from that particular video. And we need to keep a copy of the transcript connected to that top level video. And there will be multiple videos per page. Well, sorry, in the dashboard it will have the history of all of my videos that I've processed. So let's go ahead and do that. Awareness. K is saying, what's the business idea? So it is the best place to see this, by the way, is on TikTok. You can see my full screen. So, excuse me, YouTube. You can see the full screen. it is a tool that allows me to generate lead magnets from YouTube videos. So creating highly valuable lead magnets like quizzes, checklists, PDF guides, and more. I'm going to add some more later from a particular YouTube video, which I can then embed underneath my YouTube videos so that people can click on it, get a copy of it by giving me their email address. So instead of having a generic call to action under a YouTube video, it will be something specific. They can come and grab that lead magnet, and this allows me to make lead magnets incredibly quickly for every single video. So we can have unique lead magnets. So it's to bring people from top of funnel into middle of funnel much more efficiently than how most people use YouTube. Obviously, this can be expanded. So right now I'm focusing on YouTube. I can also do it with Instagram, for example, and other places where we can generate where we post content and we want to get email addresses. But for now, we're starting on YouTube. Oh, I was blabbing and I had not sent the message, unfortunately. So I'm building this primarily for myself because currently I'm focused on building a YouTube channel. It's taken a long time, but that's fine. So this is an internal tool for myself, but I'm also building this so it can be launched as a business. And the goal is in 30 days to build this out and to launch it and to generate some money within 30 days. And I'm giving myself a time limit of 1 hour per day. We have about 10 minutes left. So to show that other people can do this as well. If you have an idea, you can sit down with a tool like Lovable, Replete, Bolt, Cursor, if you're a bit more technically savvy, and you can build a tool and you can take it to market. And if you are building your own tool, I need to keep reminding you of this, tell me, and I will be able to give it a shout out. We'll be able to send traffic in your direction as well. So we'll build alongside each other, because distribution right now, getting it in front of people, is a really hard part. So I have about 250,000 people in my audiences combined, which allows me to launch something like this very quickly. But I'd like to share that with the people who are watching this, with the people who are building as well, because I understand it's difficult to get that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and approve that. So it is changing my database around based on my requirements, which is, okay, we need to make this video, bringing the video to the top level, and then we're creating multiple lead magnets per video. So this is actually quite a big reshuffling in how this app works. It sounds basic, but it's changing how the data structures work in the back end. So while I'm blabbing, I could be nuking my application. Perfect, I've created data. Okay, so that's going to go ahead and do some stuff for a minute. And again, if you're on TikTok, I apologize that you can't see the screen. I am going to sort out building or setting up a PC so that I can live stream and you can see the screen as well. It's just another thing on the list, and it will mean another thing on this desk, which is already covered in a lot of broadcast filming creative equipment. I want to start doing a robotic stream as well, which means I'm going to need a soldering iron, and this table's not big enough. I'm jealous of all those people in America who have like a garage for this kind of stuff. I'm in a house in London, and yeah, space is at a premium in London. For any of you Londoners, you know this. I don't just have a room to do robotics in, unfortunately. Okay, this might take a while, so let's see. So I have used my free credits for today. I'm not surprised. I've been working for an hour. And I think I've used 3 or 4 of my paid credits as well. If, by the way, you do want to get additional credits, you can use my Lovable invite link. So if you do, I get an extra 10 credits and you get 10 credits. So that's good. So that means on the free plan, you can get 15 credits. So you generally get 5 credits a day, but you'll get an additional 10 credits. So that's a nice way to kind of get started. Unfortunately, that link is... Oh, that's cool. That's entirely unnecessary, but very cool. Unfortunately, this link is very hard for me to read out because it is an absolute mess. Maybe what I'll start doing is putting it below the YouTube videos and then you can click it there, and that gets you an extra free credits. I don't get paid or anything, but I get some extra credits too, so that's cool. But the main thing is you get some. Perfect. I've created the database structure for video-centric organization. Security warnings are unrelated to our migration. What security warnings? Don't do that to me. Now let me update the lead magnet generation function to save transcripts and create a new video-centric dashboard. Now I need to update the lead magnet saving process. Ooh, I'm a bit worried about this. I've got 5 minutes left. I'm a bit worried that I might have just utterly demolished my app, but we'll try. This has been what I've done in nearly every live stream, is a few minutes before we finish, I'm like, oh, sod it, let's try this out. And I always end up breaking it. Maybe psychologically it's a way for me to continue working on it, because it's just like, oh, I'll just fix that, I'll just fix it up. Perfect. I've successfully implemented the video-centric dashboard structure. Now, oh god, it's still going. Now I need to update the lead magnet generation functions to save the generated lead magnets with the associated video transcript ID. Okay. Oof, I think if this works, I'll be very impressed. I'm a little worried that I have. Okay, it's giving me lots of check marks telling me that it's done it well, but again, we're not going to trust it. We're going to go and try it. What I would really love is an AI that does all of this stuff and then it automatically goes and tests for you, so it can actually check, because if it can test, it will know if it's worked or not, and then it will be able to continue working. So that is kind of the agentic future. So instead of me having to go and see, does this actually work, I can actually do a proper update here. Then, well, some tools and all future tools will probably have a way where they'll just try out the local version, mess around with it, see if it works, and then go back. Because right now it kind of requires me to look, to use my human eyes and my human assessment of whether it's working. Okay, so that did not work. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead and just grab this in. I'm going to say that didn't work. Oh, I think I know what it is already though. Actually, what I'm going to do, because this might be an authorization problem, I'm going to sign out and back in. Okay. Oops, daisy. Let's try that first before I tell it it's broken. So I use Google OAuth. It's a way of signing in using your Google account. The reason I have to do it for this is because we use the Google account to access. Oh, it worked. I thought that would work. Well, we use the Google account to access the YouTube API. So it's a Google account which is going to the API and pulling that information. I can't believe that worked. Cool. And it's pulled in the right lead magnet. And I'm going to click on the dashboard. Okay, there's no videos yet, so that is not showing videos. So I actually want to go back to here. I've lost that. That's a shame. So I want it to save that transcript immediately, ideally, because now I'm having to retranscribe it, which is using my API credits. It doesn't cost much, but it's just inefficient. I'm going to go ahead and create the PDF guide, which is the newest one. So this is kind of a stupid idea. I should have done the checklist, which I know works. Okay, that worked. Cool. Back to home. So I'm going to go to the dashboard. So it's saying no videos yet. So that has not saved the lead magnet. So, okay. So let's talk to it. Okay, I've tested that. Functionality is working. It's able to generate the lead magnets. It's able to presumably pull the transcripts. However, in the dashboard itself, once I generated a lead magnet, once I'd given a URL, pulled the transcript and generated a lead magnet from that transcript, nothing is saved inside of the dashboard. So I do not see, it just says no videos, or yeah, no videos have been processed. So that functionality is not yet visible. You may have it working in the back end, but I'm not seeing it in the front end. Thank you. Let's give that a go. Oh. everything's flashing at me at the same time. I'm being told by YouTube that I've been inactive during my current live. So every hour you need to do a little puzzle. So I have to, oh, it's a picture of that lake in, not Slovakia, Slovenia. Bled, I think, beautiful. You have to do a little puzzle on screen, which I imagine if you are streaming and doing video games is extremely problematic, because you're like this. I see the issue. The lead magnet generation is working, but the process videos aren't appearing in the dashboard. Yes, that's what I said. I don't know if that's the issue though. Let me investigate what's happening with the video transcript, saving and loading. Cool. So again, it's in Superbase. I've just turned off my screen. There we go. And we've just hit an hour, so I'm going to finish up in a minute once this is finished. So Superbase, Superbase is a database which works natively with Lovable. That's what this little lightning bolt is in the corner. So it works really well. There's a bit of an issue. Well, it's okay. Like for hobby projects, you can do 2 projects for free on Superbase, and you have a limit to how many people are visiting your site, but it's fairly generous. It's not really a problem. Once you hit that limit, it's $25 a month, which again, if you're running a business, not that much. If you want to run multiple projects for each kind of instance, for each database that you're adding, it's going to be an additional $10 a month. So it can start to add up. So for me in particular, because I'm doing lots of toy projects or kind of messing around, educating myself, doing things like this, which are more for the live stream, there's a risk that I'm going to end up with 10 different projects all deployed, and then suddenly I'm paying $120 a month or whatever. Again, it's not the end of the world, but it starts to stack. And I just want to flag this out for people who are building, and maybe that is a lot of money. I'm doing it as a business. This is all a business expense. That's fine for me. But if you are doing it and you are not generating cash yet, or you are doing it for fun, that could be an issue. So what I am starting to look into is other ways to host my databases. Superbase is great inside of Lovable because you literally click a button, you connect your Superbase account, which you can make in a few minutes, and boom, you're done. However, there is that caveat, which is if you are running lots of small projects which are not making you money, then you're still going to be paying $10 a month for those additional projects. So just something to flag up. I'm going to be probably this week working out a my own VPS, my own server, which will run everything for me for a lot less. But that's because I'm a nerd and I like building these kind of things. That's not for everybody. So I wanted to flag this up as an issue. It's an issue that comes with like success and once you've actually built something. So it's a good problem to have, but it's still something that's worth flagging up. And there are always cheaper ways to do it, but generally cheap comes with complexity. So you can always host it on your own NAS, like a little server box sitting in your house. You can rent a VPS for cheap, $5, $10 a month. But there's the lower the price, the more generally the technical complexity is, because what you're paying for is convenience. So that's worked. Let's first go and check if it's added. Okay. Ooh. So it's added here. Ooh. Okay, so I won't get too excited, but let's see if it works. So will AI killed university, 3,500 words. So I should be able to view the transcript. Okay. Yep, this is definitely me, because you can see I'm talking about the Qing dynasty. Absolute nerd. So you can see the transcript. That's what it's pulled from YouTube. So that is working. Awesome. So that means the transcript is now saved. And importantly, I can generate lead magnets specifically from it. So I can click. Okay, that doesn't work yet. But because the lead magnet is saved, I'll be able to make more lead magnets from it moving forward, including, and I can add this as a button, which is like a generate all, and it will hopefully batch produce. Watch video, I can link to it. Okay. Yep, cool, nice. Right, let's go ahead and make sure the actual lead magnets generations are not broken now. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. And let's make sure it doesn't duplicate that video in my dashboard, because that's going to be annoying. So I'll go ahead and create a lead magnet. Awareness says nerd but self-aware. Oh yeah, I mean, I run a board game club in London. a meetup. I'm well past thinking of myself as cool. That is not a problem. I embraced it a long time ago. Mainly read fantasy, sci-fi. I play video games. I've got a board game club. Like AI, it's like I'm long past trying to be cool. Cool. So that created a checklist. So that's working. Back to ideas, dashboard. Let's see. Okay, so it has not assigned that lead magnet to the video. I'm okay with that. We'll work on that next time, but we are moving in the right direction. Awesome. So, not a bad session. We hit a problem, but we managed to work our way through it. We have created now 3 different lead magnet generators. They all need refining, but the basic functionality is there, and they'll be refined by custom instructions. So what I'll probably give is the ability for the user to add their own custom instructions, so they can add in things like make sure it's in British spelling, use a casual terminology, etc. Maybe I'll let them upload a writing sample, etc., etc. Like, I can work all of that out, but that comes later. The main thing is getting the basic shapes, the basic modules in place, and connecting them all up, and we are getting there. We ran into a few problems. We worked our way through them. I still have bizarrely a copy button that won't work on that one page. That's fine. That's a small thing. We have done a reconfiguring of how we're actually structuring this whole thing, and this is not just the database that we're reconfiguring to make the videos the top level. This is also how this will work as a business, because I want to be able to have for somebody to analyze multiple of their videos, and then to be able to generate lots of lead magnets at the same time, because this makes it valuable for them, and then I'm going to be able to charge more as well off the back of it. So ideally I want to move them away from just copy pasting and generating one at a time. That's incredibly inefficient, and if I want to sell this to businesses, if I want to sell this to content creators who are busy, we need to have some kind of batch processing, and I think this is actually going to help me get there, because you have the video, and then we're going to have an ability to kind of batch produce the lead magnets. So I'm going to have to think about how we kind of schedule those jobs, etc., etc. But this is all stuff we can work on as we move forward. Cool. So I feel happy. That was a good session, and we have made progress. We have not run into a brick wall. And then I'm going to continue with this tomorrow, and I'm not going to touch it overnight. Thank you guys, and I will see you tomorrow for the live news and updates, and I'll also see you for building it in public as well. And everything is available on YouTube. You can watch all the previous build in public videos, and it's all available there, all free. And join me, build with me. Thanks guys.